Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a new little spot here in Tenerife. I'm going to bring you another Canary Islands news update. We've got a few things to run through. I was hoping a few things were going to change a couple of days ago. We'll see if they did or they didn't. I've got a COVID update for all of the Canary Islands as well as the current level restrictions. So let's jump straight into it. So, starting off with a COVID update, 1,790 new cases and 4 new deaths as of yesterday, which was the 10th of March. In terms of new cases, Tenerife had 922, Gran Canaria 571, La Palma 103, Lanzarote 79, Fuerteventura 64, La Gomera 32, and El Hierro 19. So not huge amounts. Tenerife still the highest in terms of the active cases on each island. 14,803 in total. Tenerife has the most with 7,157. Gran Canaria second with 5,802. Lanzarote 675. La Palma 636. Fuerteventura only 289, La Gomera 179, and El Hierro with 65. So overall, very low cases, particularly those last few islands. Fuerteventura has actually dropped down into level 2 because of those low numbers. For the rest of the islands, we all remain in level 3. So the review was done yesterday. Gran Canaria, Tenerife, La Palma, La Gomera and El Hierro remain at level 3 and Lanzarote down to level 2. Absolutely fantastic for them. If you're heading off to Lanzarote, have a great time. It does look like they are very much back to normal, very, very safe over there. In general, though, these cases, they're not very strong, I would say. They're not putting people in hospital. There's quite a few people at home in isolation. That does tie in with the next article I've got to read out for you, and that is that the new COVID monitoring system will only count serious cases. So if your average Joe catches it and just stays at home, they are now not going to be included in this new format of recording data. It's a bit like in England. They're only really recording now serious cases. They have taken action to treat it now and class it as flu more than COVID-19. That does tie in with us going down into an endemic rather than a pandemic, hopefully. So overall, good news there. There is still some cases knocking around. It does say here that the cases in ICU, etc., are very, very low. Hospitalisation, very low as well. It is mostly just people staying at home. They feel a little bit, a bit like a cold, but nothing too major, which is good. Next thing I wanted to run through, and that is what I mentioned in the news update the other day. If you did see that, I talked about how masks might be getting dropped inside. At the moment, you have to wear them in shops, in restaurants, inside bars, anywhere inside. You have to wear them if you're going to the toilet or you're shopping, etc. There was strong talk that they were going to be dropped. They were meant to be meeting yesterday to run through that. There is an article here. I will leave the link in the description. Spain postpones decision on ending compulsory indoor mask wearing as COVID-19 infections tumble. So they have come down. However, no decision was made on Thursday over when indoor mask wearing rules will be relaxed in Spain. Last weekend, Pedro Sanchez speculated that mandatory wearing of masks would end very soon. A meeting hosted with 17 or more regional counterparts did not even discuss the issue. So a little bit disappointing. We did all think they were going to meet and talk about it yesterday. It seems they didn't. What they mainly spoke about was this new way of recording COVID-19, some other things. However, it's still hopeful. I do think maybe next week we'll get that announcement that masks will no longer be mandatory. They'll become optional, hopefully. But for now, no changes. Outside, you don't have to wear them in the Canary Islands and Spain, but inside you do have to wear them. So as I said, if you're in a restaurant, you're going to the toilet, etc., when you're seated, no problem. If you stood up, you're moving around, you're inside the supermarket, etc., you must still wear a mask. So unfortunately, no good news quite yet, but I do think it's still coming. I wouldn't panic. I think maybe next week we will see that change. Another article I found here that I found quite interesting. A lot of people are asking me, how is the unfortunate war in Russia and Ukraine affecting Spain? I know in England and other countries, fuel prices are absolutely soaring. It's the same here. We have seen prices of fuel go up. We are at about €1.30 to €1.40 a litre for petrol, which is still much cheaper than, you know, the UK. But we have seen that little bit of an increase. We've seen some of the supermarkets here, particularly in the Canary Islands, Mercadona, restricting how much sunflower oil you can buy, some other little products that you would get from Ukraine. So it's very much affecting us the same as it would in most countries, I think. These natural fuels, mainly the fuel prices, the petrol. What else does Spain trade with Russia and Ukraine? You've got various things: vegetables, fats, oils, iron, steel, sulfur, cement, wood, vegetables, cereals, all kinds there. So we are seeing a little bit of an effect. Mainly just the fuel price has gone up, and they have put restrictions on how many you can buy or how much you can buy of a certain product in the supermarkets. Overall, not too bad, not compared to what the likes of people in Ukraine are actually suffering. A little bit of a price of fuel is absolutely nothing compared to what they're going through. Very, very sad. My thoughts are with everyone over there. It is extremely sad what is going on. So we really can't complain too much. I mean, people's homes are getting destroyed, etc. A little bit more expensive for fuel, but it is what it is. In other little bits of news to run through, the Canary Islands confirms that there will be no toll roads implemented on any of the islands. The confirmation that the new EU regulation to make a certain number of roads subject to tolls will not affect the Canary Islands. It's been greatly received by the government, so we won't have to have any charges on any of the roads across the Canaries. We were worried about a new EU rule there, but we are exempt from that, which is fantastic. All the roads here are going to be free to use, all your motorways, etc. No toll roads and no charges. Another good article here, if you are from Iceland, fancy the Northern Lights, Nice starts new flights from Tenerife to Iceland. So we are seeing a new route across to Iceland from Tenerife. Iceland's new startup airline have revealed that its first routes from the airport in the north of the island are going to be London, Copenhagen and Tenerife. Absolutely fantastic. We love the Icelandics over here, especially in the winter time. You get a lot of them with it being so cold over there in Iceland. Good for people here as well. If you fancy a trip, as they say, across to see the Northern Lights, you can have another airline operating that route, which is nice. And finally, another little article to run through. The increase in Dutch and French visitors are behind the recovery of tourism. This is in particular Gran Canaria. Big increase. The Canary Islands received 30% of the total number of tourists that came to Spain in January, and Gran Canaria, with 256,000 visitors, showed a recovery of 63% compared to the January before and 60% compared to January 2021. So Dutch and French boosting the numbers, particularly in Gran Canaria there, which is fantastic. We are getting our numbers right back up again. If you are planning on coming over, the island is nice and busy. All the excursions are on. Everything feels very much back to normal, I would say. Nice and touristy. If you've watched the channel or you're new to the channel, make sure you check out. I do plenty of live streams walking around all the popular areas, and you'll get to see just how busy it is, how busy the bars and restaurants are. Finally, I just wanted to mention that the Mare Nostrum Resort, the Mediterranean Palace in Las Americas, is officially reopening on April the 1st. They have been in cleaning it. There's a long way to go with it from what I can see, but they have officially announced, it's on their Facebook page, they will be reopening again. So if you are booked into there, enjoy it, have a fantastic time. You can look forward to going now and not worry about if it's going to reopen or not. And if you're looking to book, it's now back open again, so you can go across and check that out. That is going to be it from me for now. If there is any big major changes, I will bring them to you. The minute we find out officially what is happening with the masks, when they will be dropped, I will let you know. Unfortunately, we was looking hopeful yesterday, but not quite the result we were looking for. But for now, it is just inside. It is livable, and hopefully we will continue to drop this trend,
and we will get the mask rule removed. If you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. I've got plenty of news updates on the way from all of the Canary Islands in terms of the most important specific information. Hit the thumbs up, drop your comments. If I've missed anything, do let me know. Sometimes I do miss little bits of information or I haven't seen them, so do always let me know in the comments. Always check the information with the links. And for now, stride on, and see you very soon.